Some people tap their feet, some people snap their fingers, and some people just sway back and forth. I just sort of do them all together, I guess.
And now here is Elvis Presley.
Can't lose to you, baby.
So excited, I can't wait.
I think Presley was a star.
Well, heard the news.
Oh, he's such a sexy person. He will always be the king no matter what.
Welcome to the Elvis Presley News Report channel yearly review of 2021. This video will contain various chapters like the upcoming biopic and the music releases, but I will also take you on a trip visiting some places and countries. 2021 was, for me, dominated by the production of the Elvis biopic that will be released in 2022. Due to the corona pandemic, the Elvis biopic was postponed from a release in November 2021 to June 24, 2022. At the beginning of the year, new names were added to the cast of the movie. Calvin Harrison Jr. will bring to life none other than the legendary figure of B.B. King. Gary Clark Jr. is set to play blues singer Arthur Big Boy Crudup. Shonka Doucouré plays the role of Big Mama Thornton, and Alton Mason will portray none other than Little Richard. On March 19, Austin Butler flew back to the US from Australia as he had completed his work as the leading star of the movie. 7 months later, on October 22nd, a test screening for the Elvis biopic occurred. Not much later, on November 16, director Baz Luhrmann shared the first teaser trailer of the upcoming Elvis biopic on his Twitter account. Now let's talk about the music releases in 2021. 3 new remixes premiered in the Peloton Fitness app.
New this morning, Peloton subscribers can now work out to the king of rock and roll. The fitness company is adding 3 Elvis hits to its music library. The songs are Catchin' On Fast, Do the Vega, and Clean Up Your Own Backyard. The tunes will be remixed by current artists. This is the second music partnership Peloton has announced.
Not much later, they were released by Sony on the Elvis Presley YouTube and Vivo platform. In 2020, Sony Records had started making animated videos in an effort to generate more Elvis interest amongst a younger audience. In 2021, an animation cartoon of Falling in Love became available. Following on from last year's hugely successful box set From Elvis in Nashville, Sony released a deluxe 4-CD set and a 2-LP vinyl companion entitled Elvis Back in Nashville on November 12. The set contains 82 songs that were used on 4 Elvis LPs that were originally released between 1971 and 1973. Sony collector's label Follow That Dream Records released The Making of Jailhouse Rock. The set consists of a 365 pages book that details the movie and a second 85 pages book that details the music of the movie. Also included with this release of 2 deluxe hardback books are 3 CDs containing the entire recording sessions, including the previously unreleased instrumental versions of Baby I Don't Care, featuring Elvis on bass guitar. Also included is a special collectible 45 RPM with a reproduction of the Vince Everett Treat Me Nice single as seen in the movie Jailhouse Rock. For the die-hard Elvis fans, it was the release of 2021. Movie company Warner Brothers licensed the rights to use the song Suspicious Minds for their horror movie The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. The song Loving Arms is featured in the soundtrack of the movie Godzilla vs. Kong that was released on March 31st, 2021. And the soundtrack of the Netflix movie Army of the Dead features two Elvis songs, Suspicious Minds and Nightlife. According to the Forbes magazine, Elvis earned $30 million in 2021. With Graceland approaching pre-COVID attendance levels, it is landing new partnerships, such as the Elvis Presley channel that is expected to launch in early 2022. It will include archival content and specials as well as music content and documentaries from other influential artists like Johnny Cash and Roy Orbison. This streaming channel will be a free ad-supported linear service to be available across multiple platforms in the US and Canada. In the fall, another partnership will come to fruition when Netflix will premiere an animated adult series called Agent King. Priscilla posted this tweet on her Twitter account in 2021. "We are still working on Agent King diligently. It should be released in 2022. Just like last year, Kees Mouwen of the Elvis Day by Day website has written and compiled, with additional contributions from, for instance, Nigel Patterson and Piers Beakley, his 2021 The Year in Review book. It contains all the news updates on everything that happened in the Elvis world in 2021 in one complete illustrated full-color reference book. Also added to the content are over 60 in-depth reviews, articles and interviews. The book measures 20 by 25 centimeters with more than 550 illustrations. The book contains over 350 pages and is thicker than the previous volumes. The softcover book costs €39 and will be available around mid-January 2022. But you can already pre-order the book via elvisdaybyday.com or poplartunes.com. Now let me take you on a trip around the world. Not far from Memphis, in the state of Mississippi to be precise, a historical marker at Elvis's Circle G Ranch was officially unveiled on September 8, 2021. The marker commemorates Elvis's time at the Circle G and his link with the city of Horn Lake. Elvis purchased the ranch in February 1967 and owned it until 1972. In Tupelo, Mississippi, city leaders voted to purchase 2 plots of land near the Elvis Presley birthplace on April 20th. With this purchase, the city owns nearly all the property surrounding the birthplace. The city of Tupelo paid $60,000 in taxpayer funds and the remaining $10,000 was paid by the Elvis Presley Birthplace Foundation to complete the purchase. After 18 years, Roy Turner replaces Dick Guyton as the new executive director of the Elvis Presley Memorial Foundation that oversees the Elvis Presley Birthplace and Museum in Tupelo. Now let's go to Hawaii to see the following connection to Elvis. The film Elvis and the USS Arizona was aired on PBS stations during Veterans Day, November 11th. Following the movie, a plaque was unveiled in Hawaii. Now we can debate on how Elvis is portrayed on the plaque, but there is no debate about the disturbing error in the text, because Elvis performed at the Block Arena on March 25, 1961, and certainly not on March 21st. This year, Luigi Lupo from Brazil had his big breakthrough on YouTube with his Elvis deepfake videos. It is really astounding what can be accomplished with today's techniques. Please check Luigi's channel regularly, as I think that this is really a thing for the future. In Denmark, a warehouse fire at where all the stock of collector's label Follow That Dream Records is stored destroyed almost the entire back catalogue. In Germany, the well-known Ray Barracks in Friedberg will be demolished in phases in the course of 2022. Only the dormitory of Elvis will be preserved and converted into a museum. The remaining buildings will be demolished and replaced by a school and public buildings. In the presence of the mayors of Tupelo and Bad Nauheim, the one and only Elvis statue in Germany was unveiled on August 12, 2021. Our trip around the world will be closed in France, but that news item is saved for the very end of my video. Here is the top 5 of the highest paid Elvis items at auctions in 2021. I am stating the prices without the buyer's premium. At number 5 is a pair of TCB Grand Prix sunglasses, $126,500. At number 4 is a 1972 Martin D28 acoustic guitar, $150,000. At number 3 is the eyelet cape belonging to the eyelet jumpsuit, $300,000. At number 2 is the Hagstrom V2 guitar that was used in the '68 comeback special, $500,000. And at number 1 is the eyelet jumpsuit that was used during the Madison Square Garden concerts, $510,000. Out of category, because this is not Elvis memorabilia, but nice mentioning. On May 12, Andy Warhol's painting Elvis 2 Times went on sale at Sotheby's auctions in New York. It sold for a hammer price of $32 million. Including the premium for the auction house, the buyer had to pay $37 million. At this time of the year, we look back at the ones of the inner circle of Elvis Presley or related people who passed away in 2021. For more information on these people, please look back at my previous postings. Las Vegas' hottest burlesque dancer Tempest Storm, 93. Conductor for the first 2 seasons at the International Hotel, Bobby Morris, 93. One of the earliest pioneers of rock and roll, Lloyd Price, 88. Singer and songwriter of several Elvis songs, B.J. Thomas, 78. Rockabilly artist and writer of The Fool, Sanford Clarke, 85. Vernon and Elvis's personal secretary for 17 years, Becky Yancey, 81. Actor in 2 Elvis movies, Ed Asner, 91. Elvis's childhood friend, Sam Bell, 85. Bass player in the Nashville A-Team of the 1960s, Bob Moore, 88. And Elvis Presley's drummer from 1969 to 1977, Ronnie Tudd, 83. Hello everybody, this is Emil Meyer, and here we are, a year later, and COVID is still all around us. Now the thing that bothers me the most is that hospitals are reducing their plannable care because the intensive care beds are being occupied with COVID patients. Now the reason why I am vaccinated is because I want the minimal chance of occupying a hospital bed, because that bed should be for instance, cancer patients who are waiting for treatment, or for patients who are waiting for heart surgery. Okay, now let's talk music. Elvis music. The CD of 2021 was for me CD 2 of the Elvis Back in Nashville box set. Now, why CD2? Because I think that for the first time ever, these recordings are presented in a proper way. Engineer Matt Ross Spang should be applauded for his new mix. I always felt that the His Hand in Mine recordings suffered from a typical 1970s mix, drowning Elvis. Now my ears hear once again what an absolute fantastic singer Elvis was. It made me realize why I am an Elvis fan. Now, due to the shortage in raw materials, we had to postpone the barn conversion into an office unit. But we are not waiting any longer, and the build will start in March of 2022. I'm really looking forward, as I need a space of my own real soon. In the course of the year, I will show you the progress. Stay tuned as the video continues, but it's bye for now. Here are the top geographics of my channel of the past year. Thanks to the many views and to the more than 7,500 people who subscribed to my channel. But hey, there is always room for more, so please subscribe if you haven't done that before. The Elvis Presley News Report will continue as 2022 promises to be a big Elvis year. I will be here to inform you with all the Elvis news that comes available. As promised, I am closing this yearly review with a visit to France, because the French betting company Winamax released a commercial prior to the European Soccer Championships. Please pay attention. The guy receives the message that he has won, so instead of pushing the down button of the elevator, he sends his mother up, and look what happens while Elvis is singing If I Can Dream. Goodbye everybody!
À droite, mais passe là, là. Je reviens. Allez, gros bisous maman. Elle rentre bien, hein.
À bientôt.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in the sky, more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why can't my dream come true? Oh why? In my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a beckoning candle, yeah. And while I can think, while I can talk, while I can stand, while I can walk, while I can dream, oh, please let my dream come true. Right now, oh yeah.
Winamax, grosse cote.
Have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy